Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Rose and I'm here with Carrie Szafarczyk to talk about nursing. So, first question, what do you do in the nursing field?
Excellent question. So I am a clinical nurse practice specialist for the operating room. Simply put, that would be the clinical nurse educator in surgery.
Okay, that's cool. What got you interested in nursing?
So I wish I had some great origin story like Wolverine or something. You talk to a lot of nurses, they have something inspirational that drew them to nursing. For me, in high school, I had the opportunity to be an athletic trainer for the sports teams, which sort of piqued my interest kind of in the healthcare field. Then senior year comes and I'm trying to decide what am I going to do. Athletic training didn't really seem like the route I wanted to go, so I chose nursing. So that's how I got into nursing, but it's not what keeps me in nursing.
What does keep you in nursing?
Excellent question. So what keeps me in nursing are the patients, for sure. Surgical nursing is its own special field and a little bit different than I would say bedside nursing. Bedside nursing, you get a lot of accolades from families and patients. They thank you for what you've done. You don't really, get that in surgery. It's the advocacy. It's helping patients in their most vulnerable moments and being there to be their voice when they can't be their own voice.
It seems like you've practiced that answer a lot. What made you choose surgical nursing over just being a regular nurse or being a doctor?
Yeah, when I was in my bachelor's program, I had the opportunity to do a leadership experience my senior year. I chose surgery. It just seemed something interesting, kind of cool. So I had an opportunity to spend a couple weeks following operating room nurses, and that's really what kind of piqued my interest. In nursing school, you have the opportunity to work in a long-term care facility, on the floors, ICU, and that was really the one that kind of piqued my interest the most.
That's cool. What is a typical day for what you do as your role?
Sure. In my current role as the educator, I make assignments for orientees in the morning. I kind of check with leadership to see what the needs of the unit are, not only for the day, but any upcoming initiatives that we have going on. I round on orientees, make sure that everything's kind of going well with them. I have responsibilities beyond the unit at the hospital level and the system level as well. So I help with hospital orientation. I help with different system initiatives, collaborating with the OR educators across the 9 hospitals to develop different policies and procedures to standardize things.
Okay. So what does the class normally look like for surgical nursing?
Sure, so not a formal class. In nursing school, again, there's really no training to prepare you for surgery. So a lot of that is done on the job. So when I get a brand new nurse, new to the operating room, I sit down, we do some classroom time, right? We go over aseptic technique, we go over the skills. So give them a chance to practice these skills in a low risk, low pressure situation before they're kind of put into the operating room to pair with a preceptor and actually do those skills on real patients.
Okay. What do you find challenging about your role?
I would probably say the most challenging thing in this particular role compared to what I have done in the past is leaving work. When I leave work, whatever I don't complete, it's still there for me the next day. So going from nursing and charge nurse, where I leave for the day, I hand it off, I give report, and I come back the next day. It's a fresh new day, low stress for me in that regards. Now, whatever I leave and it isn't complete, it's still sitting there for me the next day. So as someone who likes to kind of tackle tasks and get jobs done, that's been a challenge for me to kind of acclimate to.
Cool. What are some big changes that you've seen in your field recently? Because surgeons have made a ton of technology advancements. So what are some changes that you've had to change in your curriculum?
Yeah, so I think you touched on it right there in your question with technology. Technology is definitely ever changing and always evolving, and especially in surgery, it's constant. And that through my career, my 20 plus years career, in surgery, technology has changed dramatically. We went, prior to me starting, when I started, did a lot of things laparoscopically, so going in with a camera, minimally invasive. Now a lot of those are shifting to robotics. Maybe you guys have heard of the Da Vinci robotic surgery. We're doing a lot more with robots. So when we started using the robot, it was a very niche group that was kind of doing those cases. Now with new surgeons coming out, they're primarily trained on the robot. So for us, we've had to kind of cross-train a lot of staff. So partnering with the vendor reps to provide education, as well as kind of getting more people exposed to those cases.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. How have you, excuse me, how have you changed, or how'd you guys know how to what helped you?
No, yeah, I get it. So a lot of it is surgeon driven. So they come in, they want to provide the most up-to-date care for their patients because they're training, right? So a lot of it is they come in, they ask for things. So we have to evaluate those systems, and then we have them. So that's another component of my job, is making sure that not only we what he taught me was patience, and really that